have a voice, and I'm gonna use it. If I've had more opportunities, maybe I would have been better. We're all becoming our moms right now. Okay, yell at me, I'm gonna cry.
You just got no focus, everybody.
I hope they don't embarrass me again. I was wondering if I could come back to dance.
That's taking the high road. Jojo, you were 5th in the competition. You're 5th on the pyramid. Sometimes you act like a 5-year-old. Maybe 5 is your lucky number, or not so lucky number. She did a good job. You should have watched the movie.
But I'm in a hotel room in a scary movie, just...
No, we're not gonna do it. We did the dance. It was good. She was possessed. It was good. Well, if you're so good, you don't really need to be a part of the Abbie the Dance Company.
That's not what happened, Sarah. That's what I was doing. Why don't you tell Abbie the truth? That's it. Stop, they're freaking Sarah out.
Yo, don't hate me. I absolutely hate disrupting the audio and visual of anything I do upload. But Lifetime or Lifetime TV or whatever they're called, literally when I uploaded, I got like 20 copyright requests or 20 copyright notification or whatever. And they were like, not monetized, not monetized, not monetized. And baby, I have worked so hard on this video. So I have worked so hard, and I'm not going to work so hard for someone else to reap the fruit of my labor. So I apologize in advance for how it looks and how it sounds. I've tried to make it adaptable to the ears. So please, I hope you guys still enjoy it, and thank you so much. Dance Moms, a reality TV show that aired from 2011 to 2019, showcased the competitive dance world through Abbie Miller's dance studio. While the show became popular for its drama, its talented dancers, and its intense competition, it also had a very much darker side revealed through various accounts. This essay would delve into the manipulation production tactics, Abbie Miller's controversial behavior, racism, exploitation, inappropriate conduct, over-sexualization of these children, the physical and the emotional toll on the dancers, and also the unrealistic expectations and the forced rivalries that plagued this show.
Would you? How could you? I never did anything to you. How could I be so stupid? Just get away from me.
Okay, she did not take, she took the character in a different direction, which was her mother.
Sometimes it's better to go off the script, you know, and sometimes it's those choices that actually get the job. The person who does it the way everyone else does not do it.
Hi guys, welcome to my haven. My name is Joel, and hi, welcome to my channel. If you're not subscribed, kindly subscribe to my channel. So on this channel, I just speak about anything I want to speak about, then I just shed like a more educational light into a topic that I want to speak about, and I also make it entertaining in one way or the other. So if video essays are your thing, and if you think you just want to be watching me every week while I bless you guys with content, kindly subscribe, like, and share this video with your friends. It really does mean the world to me. And that being said, let me plug myself in. I have this journal. This is a manifestation and dream journal, and this is literally my baby. So journaling has been a very big part of my life since 2021 when I was seeking active therapy, and journaling has been such a very good tool for me to have. I see it as my own kind of therapy. So obviously, like I said, I was seeking active therapy, but sometimes when your therapist is not there for you and you need someone to talk to, journaling is such a very good way for you to just dump your feelings and how you feel in that moment. Days ago, today Saturday, on Thursday, when I was going back from work, I got a call from my manager that told me that I was fired. And that was so unexpected. I am still very surprised because I really did enjoy my job, and that was the first job I ever enjoyed when it came to working for people, and I literally saw myself there for a very long time. But this just came unprovoked. I had never received any prior warning earlier, firstly, and secondly, like honestly, it was so unexpected. But God and the universe, they have their ways of directing me to something much better, so I'm not going to dwell on that. So obviously yesterday when I was at home, I just felt so heavy in my spirit and in my whole body, and I just had a very beautiful meditation session, and I decided to journal my feelings into this journal and write my affirmations and everything. And I felt lighter and calmer at that moment because I had bottled up so much emotions in me, and I just thought that writing everything into this book, how I felt at the moment, was just the release that I needed at that point, and it really did help me. So if you're going on a journey of personal development and you just want so much better for yourself and you need an additional tool to help you along the way, journaling is one tool that you actually need. And if you need a journal, you can purchase my journal. The link is in my description. The link is in my description box if you're interested in. And as a bonus, I'm actually going to say a word from my journal. Let's do a bingo and pick the word for today. Every sunrise brings a new chance to rewrite your story. Every sunrise brings a new chance to rewrite your story. So I think this speaks to me and the current dilemma that I'm in. I've actually not even had time to process what has happened because I have been creating content non-stop from yesterday to today. So I just don't want to dwell on what just happened. So that being said, guys, I'm having hay fever because I have plants around me and my nose is tickly. Lastly, last but not least, I just want to tell you guys that channel memberships are now up. So if you feel like you want a closer community experience and you want to be a member of my channel, you could purchase channel memberships. So basically I have 4 tiers. I have Orion, I have Mystic, I have Ethereal, and I have Aurora. So anyone that is suitable for you, if you want to, no pressure, totally, you could be a member of my channel. And also if you feel like, oh, I still want to support her but I don't want to be a member of her channel, you could kindly buy me a coffee in the link in my description box. Any way you choose to support me means the world to me. Again, no pressure. And last but not least, I have a second channel. So I created this channel since March 2024, but I was not in the right frame of mind to post anything on it. But now I think I'm in a much better place to post things on it. So that channel would be more vulnerable, where I would post things like spirituality content, which I was posting here before I turned this to commentary. I'll post vlogs. I love my vlogs. I love the vlog style I started doing before turning this channel into commentary. Post like, you know, struggles that we go through every day and how I'm navigating life. So it's more like a self-development channel where we'll be like more vulnerable. So if that's something you're very interested in, please kindly subscribe to it. The link is in my description box, or it's going to be somewhere up here in this card, so you can subscribe to it. Thank you so much for your love and your support. It really means the world to me. So now, after all that rambling, let's get straight into this video.
I just came out and heard that your daughter was upset where she placed. As a parent, you tell her, you suck it up, dry your eyes.
It was poor Cameron, but with Kendall, when she cries, it's Kendall's fault. Why is that? Abby is giving Jill a hard time for Kendall crying. But 45 minutes ago, you were validating Cameron crying. Why is it okay for one and not the other?
You're jealous of Cameron.
We're not jealous of
Yes, she
anyone.
was. And your
No,
kid
Abby.
doesn't have a technique. She
Dance Mom ran from 2011 to 2019, and they had so many seasons. I think they had over 9 seasons. I think so. From season 1 to season 7, they had Maddie Ziegler and her mom Melissa Gisoni. Hopefully I'm pronouncing it well. Mackenzie Ziegler and her mom Melissa Gisoni. So Maddie and Mackenzie, they were sisters. Also, we had Chloe Lukasiak, which we'll talk more about later on in this video, and she had her mom Christy Lukasiak. We also have Nia, which we'll also speak about. Nia Suik. Oh my god, I hope I'm pronouncing it well. And her mom Holly Fraser. We also have Brooke Highland and her mom Kelly Highland. And we have Paige Highland and her mom Kelly Highland. So Brooke and Paige, they were sisters, just like how Maddie and Mackenzie were sisters. Then in later seasons, we had Kendall Vertis, Asia Monet, we have Kalani, Jojo Siwa, Brian Bumfano. Oh my god, I hope I'm pronouncing these names well. But that being said, let's just go into Dance Mom. This show was very, very, very toxic for children, and it had so many manipulative tactics that was being played on this show. So I didn't know anything about the show until Jojo Siwa became like a source of mockery on the internet, and I say that loosely, but until she became like a sensation. I have a video on Jojo Siwa. I think now I have 2 videos on Jojo Siwa. So there's a video that I just recorded, so there was the video that is either before this or after this. It's about social exploitation of children. So if you see me still wearing the same thing, I'm recording everything on the same day, okay? And I don't have energy to change my clothes because I think I look good. Anyways, let's continue. So I didn't know anything about Dance Mom until Jojo Siwa came this year and just made everyone just call her cringe. And when I was researching Jojo Siwa, I found out that she got her fame, or the beginning of her fame was through Dance Mom. So that is how I heard about this show. So I had never watched this show. I didn't know anything about this show till this year. But then I decided to do a deep dive on this show, and this show is disgusting. And some of the cast of this show, they are still going through it, especially emotionally and psychologically.
Thought process when I was younger, also through my dance teacher, was like, you have to be the best. If you don't win, you're not good. And so that was like the mentality when I was so little, and I was such a perfectionist and I was so hard on myself, and now I'm trying to unlearn all those traits.
Let's start with the manipulative production tactics of this show. One of the major criticisms of Dance Mom centers on the manipulative tactics that was used by the show's producers, basically to increase dramas and to keep viewers hooked to the shows. What producers they would instigate conflict amongst the mothers, and they would set up scenarios just to provoke emotional reactions. And this manipulation often affected the children, who were frequently placed in stressful and competitive situations that were designed to create tension and controversy. Former cast of these shows, they've actually come out to disclose that the producers sometimes scripted scenes or encouraged the mothers to argue over matters that were so trivial. And these stage conflicts also created a very toxic environment that was far from the reality of a typical dance studio. The constant presence of a film crew and the pressure to just perform for the cameras just added an extra layer of stress for both the dancers and also the families of these dancers. Let's talk about Abbie Miller's controversial behavior. I'm going to give you guys a little summary, but then after that I'm going to explain everything in layers. Let's just do like a little background on this woman. So she was born on September 21st, 1965 in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And she's a prominent figure in the dance world, especially because she's known for her reality show, Dance Moms. So being born September 21st, I was thinking she was a Libra, but no, she's a Virgo. But she's almost a Libra, so I think, like, I don't want to bring I really don't want to bring, oh my god, Libras don't come for me, but you guys have dealt with me. She was so disgusting on the show. I don't even think it's even I don't think it's a zodiac sign thing. I just think it's who she is, and I pray she never gets to open any dance show again. Her passion for dance started very, very early because she was influenced by her mom. Her mom's name was Marianne. Hopefully I'm pronouncing it well. Marianne Lauren Miller. And her mom was a very respected dance teacher. So by the age of 13, Abbie was choreographing dances. At the age of 14, she had her own dance studio. That's the Abbie Dance Company. And this set the stage for her long and influential career. Abbie, she's known for her strict and her intense teaching style. And over the years, she has actually trained thousands of students, and many of whom they've gone ahead to achieve success in dance. Despite her controversial methods, her ability to produce top-notch dancers has earned her a very strong reputation. But guys, but guys, this is going to be the last time you guys are going to hear me speak something nice about this woman in this deep dive, okay? So in 2011, Abbie gained widespread fame when she launched the show Dance Mom. So Dance Mom was all about young dancers and their often dramatic mothers. So basically, this show brought Abbie fame, and it also attracted criticism for the way she was teaching these children, because her teaching style on these children was very, very tough, and she had a very tough and fiery personality. Abbie's career has experienced both growth and challenges, and in 2015, she expanded her dance company by opening a new dance studio in Los Angeles. However, she faced legal trouble the same year, and she had to go to prison because she was sentenced for bankruptcy fraud, and she was sentenced from 2017 to 2018, and this damaged her reputation. Additionally, in 2018, Abbie was diagnosed with Burkitt's lymphoma, and this is also a type of cancer. This required her to have emergency surgery and also extensive rehabilitation. Last I checked, she was on a wheelchair. I think she's still on a wheelchair. But yeah, that being said, that is the last time you guys are going to hear me say anything nice about that lady. So now let's just go back to the controversial behavior of Abbie Lee Miller.
Okay, I've been with Abbie the longest, and Abbie's always been really hard on me, but a few years ago I started getting to singing, and this whole falling out happened, and then she just like really hated me for a very long time, and kind of just really wanted to crush and defeat me. Okay, and how do you feel about that? It was really hard. I would come. And how do you feel about this? It's okay to show your emotions. I know. I feel like it's hard. I don't like talking about it. Okay, I understand. It's just awful. No one has endured what me has endured.
Abbie, obviously, she's the central figure of Dance Mom, and she's been a very, very controversial character due to her harsh teaching methods. Her behavior, both on and off camera, has been heavily criticized. And Mila, she was known for verbal abuse, she was known for favoritism, and she was known for public humiliation of her students. Like, this woman was so rude to literal 10-year-old children, 8-year-old, 10-year-old children. Like, why are you rude to kids as a grown adult? What the hell? For instance, I don't know if you guys know this viral video when Jojo Siwa was crying and Abbie shouted at her, and Abbie was like, "Don't cry," and Jojo was like, "Well, if you yell at me, I'm going to cry." And because of Jojo's reply, she told Jojo to go away.
No crying children. None.
Well, if you yell at me, I'm gonna cry.
Get out. Go.
As an adult, this was giving me bully vibes. Like, it's like you were bullied when you were younger, and then because you were bullied when you're younger, you're now coming to bully children, literal children that are old enough to be your grandchildren. You're coming to bully them. Like, make this make sense. Many former cast members, they have confirmed that Abbie's tough persona on the show was not exaggerated. Some people actually said that off camera that she was worse than what was even portrayed. So literally, the fact they tried to make her look good on camera and she looked like that means off camera it was worse.
It made her look really nice on TV, which is alarming to some people.
Yeah.
Because she was, I have nothing but respect for Abbie. She got me obviously to where I am today, but she could have taken things a lot differently when she was coaching 8-year-old children. Like, we were 8, 9 years old, and she would tell us we were fat, washed up, ugly, shouldn't be here, we're too privileged, we're not swift. Like, she would just say things that little kids didn't even know how to comprehend,
Oh, that's crazy.
but knew it was bad.
Yeah.
And like, that just does so much to your mental health as a dancer.
Yeah.
Talked about how there was a lot of trauma being on Dance Moms, and then it was only recently that you figured out a way to kind of manage the anxiety and stuff that you dealt with.
I've recently gone back and like started watching it more just to kind of, you know, figure out like what the fuck happened for those.
Well, because you were on it
I don't
when you
even know
were,
how long.
I mean, how old were you? You were
I think
12.
I started when I was 12-ish, 11, 12.
Yeah.
So I go back and I watch it now and I'm like, I had no personality. I was just trying to go through the motions and like know my dance and get on stage.
Right.
You know, like I was just like going through the motions. So I feel like after the show is whenever I really started to like find my personality and like have emotion. And that's why I got such bad anxiety, because I just kind of pushed everything down for so long when I was on the show, just because I was basically trying to get through life.
Yes.
You know, like I was just trying to like do what I was supposed to do, not get yelled at, and like keep.
And I'm just a little bit confused because Jojo, she's also come out to defend the actions of Abbie. Like, I feel like Jojo is just so confusing. I intentionally did not make this about Jojo, so Jojo is not going to be the primary focus of this because there's just so much that was going on in the show. So now let's talk about the exploitation, the physical, the emotional toll, and the inappropriate conduct that was being displayed on this show. This show has faced criticisms for exposing young dancers to potentially harmful situations. Several photographers and guest instructors who appeared on this show, they were later convicted of sexual misconduct. For example, Kevin Koskulela in season 3, he was arrested in 2021 for sexual activity with minors.
The dance instructor once featured on the TV show Dance Moms was back in an Orange County courtroom hoping to strike a plea deal with prosecutors in a sexual battery case involving 2 teens. News 6's Mark Lehman was there and has details on the disagreements in court.
During today's hearing, there was a disagreement surrounding the conditions of this plea deal. The state and defense unable to meet on the terms, meaning the defendant and victims will have to wait before learning how this case will be resolved. 28-year-old Kevin Coscuela was in the courtroom this morning. The Dance Moms alum is facing 7 felony charges. They include 2 counts of sexual activity with a 16 or 17-year-old, solicitation of a minor, and lewd or lascivious conduct. According to the arrest warrant, the accusations come from 2 students, while Coscuela was an instructor at a dance studio near Windermere. One girl saying she was forced to perform oral sex after he took her to his apartment. Coscuela was set to change his plea. In exchange, the defense said it was agreed their client would serve 5 years sex offender probation followed by 5 years regular probation. The state, though, said the original offer was 10 years sex offender probation, and that was critical in this case.
Also, Eric Tarakpon and Grant Davis, they were also associated with the show, and they were convicted of sexual abuse and child pornography charges. Like, the lack of proper background checks and oversight puts the dancers at risk. Obviously, I know as at then nobody knew that this is what these people did because that was season 3. But at the same time, if you think about it, these children were in close proximity of these instructors that were arrested for this indecent behavior. I'm saying this because later on in this deep dive, these children were kind of over-sexualized. Not kind of, these children were over-sexualized. Drink a cold bottle of malt, have some popcorn, and just be watching me as I'm exposing this whole scenario. When these people were exposed, of course, the legacy of this show became even more tarnished, and it just highlighted the need for stricter safeguards in reality television. So the physical and the emotional toll on the young dancers was very, very significant. And when these young dancers had injuries, they were often minimized or they were also ignored by the producers of this show. For instance, Brooke Highland, she actually suffered a severe foot injury, but this was not even addressed by the producers of the show.
What part of the dance does it bother you? It hurts.
No.
Why are you crying now? Why are you crying? What's the matter? Why are you crying? Don't cry. I just don't know what's going on with her. Brooke never cries. If Brooke's hurt, I don't want her to hold anything back from me, especially with her being a teenager. I think she needs to be as open with me as possible. Okay, so you're gonna go out there and show how it's done? Yeah? You're gonna be the group leader today? So I don't know if she was just feeling pressure of going out on stage and not being able to do her best, or if she just was really hurting. I don't know if she can pull it off, but I think she needs to be as open with me as possible. Okay, so you're gonna go out there and show how it's done? Yeah? You're gonna be the group leader today? So I don't know if she was just feeling pressure of going out on stage and not being able to do her best, or if she just was really hurting. I don't know if she can pull it off,
Well, I got emotional before the number because I'm really nervous about doing my accurate routine. I'm not sure if I'll be able to do all the tricks because of my hip pain.
Former cast members, they've come out and they've spoken about the lasting impact of their time on the show. For example, Chloe, she came out and she discussed her struggles with anxiety and self-doubt, which has attributed to the intense pressure and the criticism that she faced on the show.
Literally caught red-handed.
Do you think Abbie changed his course?
Yeah. I think she was willing to do whatever it took to make sure she got the outcome she wanted.
She just couldn't stand to see you happy.
Yeah. That situation actually makes me upset because that rivalry that was created was, sure, in a sense good for pushing the two of us to, like, you know, get better and better, but it really took me down. Sorry, my name is Luke. I thought it wasn't enough, like, in every single way. And it wasn't until about a year ago that I realized the way I felt about myself were her words still lingering with me, like 10 years later. When I realized that's not who I am, that's not my truth. She doesn't define me anymore, she doesn't get that power over me. And I've started to heal.
Paige has come out and she's opened about experiencing emotional trauma, and now she's come out to say that she has panic attacks and she has nightmare related to the time that she was on Dance Mom.
Paige, you're up. I can't breathe. I can't breathe. That's what I said. I've challenged Paige. Every single girl in the group had to do the routine by themselves. She should know this dance just as well as everybody else. I don't know what's going on with you, but you need to get your act together. You are 12 years old. You are way too old to be forgetting. Paige, I think you're having like anxiety, and she gets you so nervous that you can't function. Like, this is not right over dance class.
If Abbie didn't have a lot of connections to get these kids ahead, I would have left a long time ago.
We have to get out of here. I feel like I wish I would have spoke up and said, why am I dancing with a broken foot? Like, that just doesn't make sense. But I was scared of her, so I just kept my mouth shut and did what I was told. Where are the stoppers? I wanted these rubber stoppers. Dad! Doesn't that embarrass you? That she has to use language like that? That's what a truck driver uses. When I watch old clips of myself, there's so many things going through my head that I wanted to say at the time that I never did.
When I go home!
And so even seeing those clips now, I have more of a voice and I vocalize anything that I need to.
Oh my god!
I definitely speak up now, I would say. I am my mother's daughter, that's for sure.
I've been here all day making costumes for you while you were down the road eating!
No, I feel like when you're at the bottom of the pyramid so often, it's just another day. Yeah, it stops having meaning after so long, you're just used to it. On the bottom, we have Paige. I think it's bittersweet seeing myself as a kid because I watch myself and I see all the struggles I went through, but it's okay. I've come out on the other side and I'm doing better. I'm accomplished so much. I'm successful. I'm happy with where I am. I think solos were so tough for me just because there was always something happening. Either I didn't have my music, I didn't have a costume, like I was always just getting the short end of the stick.
It was Friday night, 8 o'clock, and I still had no music for Paige, and we were competing the next morning.
Whenever I watch that clip, I feel bad for myself. You can see how sad I was and I just wanted to go home. And I wish I could give myself a hug. I think I only rehearsed my dance once to actual music. It's a bummer, I just wanted to dance.
Most Dance Moms fans know that Paige famously sued Abbie, but a lot of people don't know what she actually sued her for. The documents for the lawsuit revealed that Abbie could allegedly be physically abusive with her students. They even allege that Abbie pinched students until they bled. They mention the famous altercation between Abbie and Paige, where Abbie tosses a chair across the room. They also claim Abbie would regularly verbally abuse the kids and was paid to be abusive for the show. It also alleged that Abbie would insult Paige on a daily basis, talking about her physical appearance, making offensive, false, and defamatory accusations about Paige's family, as well as other things. The lawsuit was dismissed in 2015.
These children, they just thought that they had to be on Abbie's good side, and obviously this created a very unhealthy dynamic. So this unhealthy dynamic just had lasting consequences for these dancers, and many of these dancers, they've gone ahead to seek therapy and to seek support to just cope with the aftermath of the experiences that they had on the show. Let's talk about the unrealistic expectations and the false rivalries that were created on this show. This show fostered unrealistic expectations and false rivalries among the dancers and also among the moms. Producers, they went to extreme lengths to create dramas. For example, there was a time where they told Maddie Ziegler to dye her hair blonde just to intensify her rivalry with Chloe. Also, in case you guys do not know, I'm sure you guys must have known, JoJo started dyeing her hair at the age of 2 because her mom wanted her to be the next Hannah Montana. So literally, Maddie Ziegler was actually told to dye her hair because they wanted her to have a more blondish look than Chloe, whom, oh my god, Abbie hated Chloe. Apparently, she hated Chloe's mom, and because she hated Chloe's mom, she trickled the hatred on Chloe's mom down to Chloe. And oh my god, researching this case was so heartbreaking because these were literal children. And how was this allowed to air for like up to 9 seasons? Like, how it is so concerning. Like, how was this show being renewed? Like, when it came to Chloe, Abbie bullied and attacked Chloe, and she was just 10 years old. And this manufactured conflict often damaged the real friendships and created a very toxic environment for these young performers, because obviously these children, this is what they know. Like, these other young dancers are who they know. So imagine an adult coming to create rivalry between you and this person. Like, what the hell was this show? The show's relentless focus on winning and being the best also cultivated a cutthroat competitive atmosphere, and dancers, they were constantly and they were often compared to each other, and their value was often determined by how well they outperformed their peers.
She's so weird.
Maddie, over the first 4 seasons, a rivalry developed between you and Chloe.
Everyone was saying like Team Maddie, Team Chloe, or you know, who's gonna win, and it was always like different every time.
The reigning national winner, Maddie. Our big winner was Chloe. At the top of the pyramid, praise Maddie. And on top of the pyramid is Chloe. On top of the pyramid, Maddie, who was the high scorer.
That's kind of what started to get me kind of nervous and more competitive, because, you know, I definitely am always supportive of my friends, and if they win, that's fine, you know, I'm happy for them, but I always want to do my best, and I always want to win.
I love the fact when they say there's rivalries, you're still really good friends.
Yeah, like, I think that everyone was so obsessed with the Maddie versus Chloe thing is because Abbie was, you know, she showed most of her attention to us too, and I feel like that's what happened.
How often did the show lie about who won? I don't think they ever lied who won, except maybe when the stupid Chloe Maddie yellow costume. I think that they wanted drama, so they first said that Chloe won, and then they took it away and said Maddie won.
Why do I have to decide her? Why do we have the same thing? It's fine. Oh my god, all winner.
Second place, be anything. And in first place, there's no doubt she should be recorded.
I'm being not sad. Do you not see me smiling?
I'm sure Chloe probably won, and that was just a stinky thing.
That means that the overall winner would have been Maddie.
I was a little upset, but I was really happy for a minute.
I want to say thank you for bringing it to our attention.
Oh, that's all.
I don't think they ever lie. I don't know. You never know.
There was even a time Maddie was dancing and she forgot the dance steps or she forgot the dance routine or whatever, and she freaked out. She was crying because she thought that Abbie was going to attack her, but Abbie did not really attack her. But if it was somebody else that forgot their dance routine, that's what I wanted to say. So if someone else forgot their dance routine, Abbie would attack, berate that person. But because Maddie was her favorite person, so in case you guys don't know who Maddie Ziegler is, she's that little girl that danced in Sia's music video, which I'm contemplating if I should do a video on that. If you guys need a video on that, please let me know. So, but anyways, back to what we're talking about.
I'm just gonna freak out. I want to go again. I've never done this before. Can I please go again? Please. I'm just gonna hate me.
It's not fair. They just threw you out there.
Abbie's gonna hate me.
She is not. Baby, look at me.
She's gonna hate me. I've never done this. I've never done this.
She thinks you hate her. Aw, see, she thinks you hate her. See, I told you she doesn't hate you. Maddie, it's not your fault, honey. You were such a fabulous kid. See, Abby loves you, Maddie, okay? She knows what a kid you are.
You know what? Those kids that have perfect rounds and win everything with their kids, where are they now? She screwed up just like everybody else. But you know what? Maybe they won't all be vultures and be after her all the time now. I didn't see any tears from you, Abby, when my kid went on the stage, okay? So point noted. It's a horrific, I know you don't care.
Abbie was always creating this rivalry between Maddie and Chloe, and Maddie and Chloe, they were like the best dancers at that time, but Abbie was always rooting for Maddie and she always wanted Maddie to win. This environment bred jealousy, it bred resentment, and it undermined the supportive friendship that is typically found in healthy dance communities. This unrealistic expectation extended beyond dance performances, and the show's portrayal of success and fame pressured dancers to maintain a certain image and also achieve a level of stardom that was so unrealistic for most people, especially young people at their age during that time. This pressure was particularly challenging for those who didn't even receive the same attention and the same opportunity as the show's favorite. Now let's talk about the dramatic conflict between the moms on Dance Mom. While the show's primary focus was on the young dancers and the demanding instructor, that's Abbie, it was the conflict between the dance moms that often took the center stage of this reality show. And because the moms were always in disagreement with each other most of the time, it provided the show with the most dramatic and the most memorable moments in this series. Throughout the show's run, viewers actually witnessed numerous explosive confrontations between the mothers, many of which escalated far beyond typical disagreement. One of the most infamous incidents occurred in season 4 when Chrissy Lukasiak, that's the mother of Chloe, confronted the other moms for talking behind her back. And this altercation was described as one of the most chaotic fights in the history of Dance Moms. And this fight quickly spiraled out of control, and it went from being a verbal altercation to quickly turning into a physical altercation where punches were thrown and the women, they had to be forcibly separated. Christy was also involved in another notorious conflict, and this time it was with a woman called Leslie Ackerman. So Leslie Ackerman was the mother of Peyton. These two mothers, they engaged in what has since been dubbed as the drunken brawl, and this was in the middle of a street in New Orleans. It was just too much. Even me as a viewer, like researching this, I'm like, this is just a lot for me, honestly. Who was the common denominator in this? Abbie. Abbie was the common denominator because Because of the way she treated these people, she made people stand against each other. The volatile atmosphere wasn't just limited to conflict between the mothers. Even Kelly Highland, that's the mother of Brooke and Paige, she made headlines when she physically assaulted Abbie during a rehearsal. So she pulled Abbie's hair, and obviously everybody was so surprised, even the dancers, that's the children, they were very, very shocked. And this incident actually led to legal repercussions, and Kelly was actually sent out of the show.
Is your mother
Come as a team, we're all leaving.
Brooke, is your mother speaking for you? Do you not want to dance? I just want your mother to quit speaking for you. You're 15 years old. Grow the hell up.
You know what? You shut the hell up.
See how she talks to me?
Abbie, if you're not happy with my kid because she doesn't sit here and smart mouth you and say something bad, we will leave.
Outside?
Kelly, why? I'm
You know
just
what?
asking. Don't even speak to me. Don't even speak to me.
Oh, why can't I speak to you?
Because I don't want to speak to you.
We're coming into this all new. And so I just want to know what we're getting into.
A bully for a teacher. Here's your costumes. Enjoy the dance. It's silence. Let's go.
Kelly, we don't want you to go. The girls, you guys
Well,
don't
obviously she wants someone who has never danced here take both of my kids' place.
No.
Did you just sit here and say that my daughter looks miserable, so maybe we should put Kalani in her place?
No, I never said
Yes, you most certainly
No,
did.
I didn't. Take that. Listen. I said, Brooke, is your mother
Hey,
speaking
your
for you?
finger
Do you
out
want
of
to
my face! Girls out the room! Yeah, you can eat. Out the room! From me!
Girls, out of the room!
Right here! Girls, out of the room! Now! Out of the room! Manny, you too! All of you out of the room! Now!
All's crazy.
Yeah, but why was Kelly sent out of the show when she came for Abbie, but when the other moms are always fighting themselves, like they're not sent out of the show? So all of a sudden, Abbie's good. This just highlights the extreme levels of stress and animosity that has built up over the seasons. As the show progressed, new cast members, they brought fresh conflict. In season 7, there's this woman, her name is Yolanda Morales, and she is the mother of Eliana. So she shocked viewers when she choked Stacy Catchman, and Stacy Catchman, she's the mother of Lily. Guess why they were fighting? They were fighting because their daughters were excluded from the dance.
With you, and you don't, but everybody else does. That's scary. I feel so sorry for your patients. I'm not really worried about your work, but absolutely what happened.
I don't deal with dissociative identity disorder in my practice.
Oh, you just got diagnosed. You're just a bitch. At least I'm only one bitch. You're like 3 bitches. Well, you're different personalities. Well, your personalities. I gotta call you like bitch 1, 2, 3. Mom, they're bullying you. Mom, you know she has feelings. Mom's feelings. She has feelings. She has not. They're not bullying me. She has feelings. They're not doing it. Really? Please ignore her. No, really, please ignore her. She's not. I said, well, what is here excluding you? I'm not. What are they doing? What are they doing to your mom? They're not. They're always excluding you. You shouldn't have things. I'll sit here and check. Oh, well, she's leaving.
Wait, she's leaving?
She's yelling in my face, saying that I was going.
Yolanda? I swear I'm gonna kill somebody. I wanna go out there too, but I'm gonna watch the kids.
She just attacked. She literally went into my neck. You are going to jail. Wait. Revel in it.
Physical altercation that was being displayed on this show just demonstrated how quickly verbal disagreement could just escalate into very dangerous situation. Now, let's talk about the favoritism tactics that Abbie displayed on this show. Honestly, I'm not even gonna lie, Abbie did not even hide the act of favoritism that she displayed on the show. Abbie's clear favoritism towards certain dancers on Dance Mom was just a constant source of conflict and drama throughout the show's run. Obviously, because she had this preferential treatment, this significantly impacted the dynamics between the young dancers and their mom, which often overshadowed the actual dancing. Don't forget, this is called Dance Moms. But then, like, literally, because of the drama that this show had, or the show gave everybody that was watching it, you would forget that this was literally a dance show. Like, even during my research, I was like, was this really a dance show? Because all I'm getting is drama, all I'm getting is toxicity. And one thing I know about dancers, like, they love each other, like, they're always very, very supportive. And like, I would never ever think that a community that brings dancers together would be this toxic. Maddie Ziegler, she was the center of Abbie's favoritism, like I said earlier. Abbie, she really favored Maddie, like, so much. Like, she favored Maddie so much, and Maddie, she constantly and consistently received special treatment, such as she got more solos during dance, she also got lead roles in group dances, and she also had like less harsh criticism from Abbie compared to her peers. Earlier, I spoke about how when Maddie actually forgot her lines or her routine when she was dancing, and Maddie was freaking out. That was the first time it had ever happened, but she was freaking out because she had seen how Abbie treated the other dancers whenever they forgot their routine. But Abbie did not shout at her. And other moms actually even came out, they were like, you're not shouting at Maddie, but when my child did this, you wanted to cut my child's head off their neck. But when it comes to Maddie, you're not even doing anything. And Abbie did not even hide her favoritism for Maddie. Obviously, this favoritism extended just beyond the studio, with Abbie helping Maddie secure opportunities in music videos and other professional engagements. Like I said earlier, Maddie was in Sia's video. I think I should do a video on that. Maddie was in Sia's video, Chandelier and the rest. So I think I should do a video on that. I think I should, because I think, was it earlier this year, I actually watched a deep dive on that, and I was like, oh my god, like, somebody is actually thinking what I've been thinking all this while. I was like, oh my god, someone is actually thinking what I've been thinking all this while. Like, you know, I have a very inquisitive mind, and I feel like I have lots of unpopular opinions in my head. And I was like, I was so surprised to see someone having the same thinking that I've been thinking all this while. So if you guys want me to do a video on that, let me know. Anyways, so that being said, the favoritism, like I said earlier, extended beyond the studio because Abbie helped Maddie secure dance jobs even outside the videos, and also be in several music videos and also professional engagement. And the preferential treatment of Maddie just became a very defining aspect of the show, and this was the story, or this was what drove many storylines and many conflicts.
Jill snuck into the studio and found Maddie learning her solo early. Abbie has recently confirmed this rumour, saying that Maddie was often pulled out of school to have extra time to learn her routines. While discussing Melissa on her podcast, Christy said that Melissa used to stab her in the back over and over.
When, you know, a mother was willing to go get their kid out of school at lunch and gym and recess and bring them to the studio, learn half the solo, sneak them back without anybody on the TV show knowing, they learned half their solo. Well, no wonder they won.
You're hugging me, but then you shove a dagger in my back.
She has backed up this statement with several examples. She revealed that all the mums had a pact not to go on Abbie's ultimate dance competition because they didn't want the producers to exploit the girls to make AUDC successful. Their lawyers apparently all agreed to this idea too. Chloe and Maddie were invited to perform their Black Swan duet, but Christy decided not to do it. Melissa and Jill said yes to Abbie in order to not make her upset. Christy says that this particular situation is one of the reasons why things became rougher for Chloe on the show.
So while Maddie was Abbie's top favorite, other dancers, they also benefited from preferential treatment at times, but obviously not to the extent of Maddie. So if you listen to me at the beginning of this commentary when I was listing out the cast of the dance moms, especially when I was talking about the original cast, I mentioned that Maddie Ziegler actually has a sister called Mackenzie Ziegler, and Maddie's younger sister often received favorable treatment by association, though she did not receive the same amount or the same level of treatment that Maddie actually received. She just received this treatment because obviously she was Maddie's sister, even though sometimes they often put them against each other, which is very, very toxic to put siblings against each other. In later seasons, dancers like Kelani and Brian, they also found themselves in Abbie's good graces and they received more attention and more opportunities. So Abbie's favoritism led to an unequal distribution of performance opportunities, and it also affected how she interacted with the dancers during rehearsals. When it came to Abbie, the dancers that she favored often received more constructive criticisms and encouragement, while others faced harsher feedback. So the preferential treatment was really prevalent. Like, Abbie did not even try to hide it. She did not even try to hide. This uneven treatment just created tension among the dancers and their mothers, and this led to frequent conflicts that just became a staple of the show. Interestingly, Abbie's favoritism also had its own drawbacks for the preferred dancers. For example, the pressure to maintain their favored status just created its own challenges, because when it even came to the case of Maddie, she often appeared to like feel the weight of Abbie's expectations because she tried so hard not to offend Abbie and she didn't want to be on Abbie's bad side, so she was always overworking herself. And the blatant favoritism displayed on Dance Mom just raises a serious concern about its impact on young performers in competitive environments. And by showcasing this behavior on a very popular TV show, it may have normalized such treatment to a wide audience, and it also may have sent a very troubling message about success in competitive fields. What I'm trying to say is, people outside that were watching this show, they must have thought, oh, this is normal, this is fair, this is okay, what these children are going through. That is why this show was not even cancelled when it was supposed to be cancelled. That's why it went all the way to 2019, literally, or 2018. Yeah, 2018. That's why I went all the way to 2018. How did it go all the way to 2018? Can you guys literally imagine? Also, it may also send a very troubling message about success in competitive fields. For example, we know JoJo has her own show with her mom called the Siwa's Dance Revolution or something like that. And oh my god, the mothers of that show, at least one mother, she's come out to say how toxic that show was. And she came out to say how she and other moms had to clean JoJo's mom's toilet. The hell? Had to clean JoJo's mom's toilet to get paid, and JoJo's mom gave them £20 each. Imagine having to do that because you just want to protect the happiness of your children. And the show too was toxic because maybe JoJo just thought that was the best thing to do. And also, it was also alleged that one of the dancers in JoJo's show, the show that she had with her mom, the dancer was forced to wear a maxi pad because she was bleeding from her belly button and because they didn't want to stain her clothes. Obviously, this is what the children grew up with, and they would think, oh yeah, this is normal. But is it really normal? Like, JoJo has been on so many podcasts, but I don't think she's actually said how this has affected her. Maybe she's not processed it yet, but there's no way you will go through that and you wouldn't need therapy. But obviously, like I said, maybe JoJo has not yet processed it, which is fair, honestly, if she's not yet processed it. From the early seasons, Abbie's clear preference for certain dancers, especially Maddie, was very, very evident, and this favoritism just manifested in various ways, often at the expense of talented dancers like Chloe. Oh my god, the case of Chloe just breaks my heart. Like, it breaks my heart. Like, honestly speaking, like, oh my god, like the empathy that I felt for Chloe and Nia, we are going to talk about that later on in this video, but we're almost there. So basically, Chloe Luciak, whose mom is Christy Luciak, if you remember when I spoke about her earlier, Chloe worked twice as hard. She did her best, and whatever she did, Abbie was never ever satisfied with it. Despite Chloe's dedication and skill, she frequently received less recognition, fewer solos, and less prominent roles in group performances compared to Maddie and other favored dancers. Maddie and Chloe were the best dancers. Literally, the two of them, they were the top two best dancers. But then Chloe was treated less than what she really was and what she really had. And the unfair treatment significantly impacted Chloe's opportunities to showcase her abilities, and it also negatively affected her self-esteem and her confidence as a dancer. There was even a time where she didn't even have interest to dance any longer because she was she had lost confidence in her ability to dance, and she didn't feel like dancing any longer. Not because of the show, she had kind of given up dancing because of how Abbie actually treated her.
Don't push it. I don't know why your mother doesn't say you have confidence. You are the cockiest kid I've ever worked with.
Isn't it ironic that Abbie's tactics are very equivalent to bullying and that dance about bullying?
I'm giving you both legs straight and you're doing one right. Do you understand? She just doesn't have a brain in her head. Move in.
I have to be very careful the battles I pick with Abbie because Abbie doesn't like me. She's made that perfectly clear. But when I see Chloe starting to cry and I see the tears actually on her shirt of her dance wear, I'm thinking, oh God, what is going on in there? She's an evil bitch. Chloe's crying.
I expect more from you. You should know what straight legs are. And you ignore me and you just keep going.
I'm a little upset because I didn't understand what Miss Abbie was saying to me for choreography.
You're not a choreographer. Don't start being one.
And she yelled at me because I was doing another thing. She was like, you're choreographing, and I really wasn't trying to choreograph. I just didn't know what she meant.
She'll come out. She isn't gonna come out.
You are gonna have it.
How do you can't walk in that room? Well, Chloe isn't gonna walk out, because then she'll get yelled at more.
You're on the top of the pyramid. Suck it up. The next kid's on speed dial to come to the studio.
Watching Chloe rehearse her solo, it's apparent that she's not the same dancer she was. And it's not because of her technique. It's about her passion. And I want her to have that spunk and that fire, but she doesn't. That wasn't looking like you wanted to dance. It's gotta come from you, Chloe. I can't keep giving you the same pep talk over and over and over. I can't make you want to dance. Whatever.
I guess I'm in a really tough situation right now because I don't really think that Miss Abbie's expecting me to beat Cameron, and that's really hard to go into a dance competition with all this pressure on you and then everyone's working against.
So Abbie's treatment of Chloe often crossed the line. It even went from, just speaking to Chloe to just blatant emotional abuse. And her criticism was frequently harsh and demoralizing. And it went beyond constructive feedback. Abbie, she would unfavorably compare Chloe to other dancers, particularly Maddie, in a way that seemed to undermine Chloe's confidence. This constant comparison and negative remarks just took a huge significant toll on Chloe's emotional well-being, and it created a very stressful and anxiety-inducing environment for Chloe.
In my heart. I'm just gonna freak out. I wanna go again. I've never done this before. Can I please go again? Please. I'm just gonna hate me. It's not fair. They just threw you out there. I was gonna hate me. She's not. Hey, look at me. She's gonna hate me. I've never done this. I've never done this. She thinks you hate her. See, she thinks you hate her. See, I told you she doesn't hate you. Maddie, it's not your fault, honey. You were such a fabulous kid. See, nobody loves you, Maddie, okay? She knows what a kid you are.
You know what? Those kids that have perfect drives and did everything with their kids, where are they now? She screwed up just like everybody else. But you know what? Maybe they won't all be vultures and be after her all the time now. I didn't see any tears from you, Abbie, when my kid went off the stage, okay? So point noted. It's all horrific. I know you don't care. There's Chloe's hat, right smack in front of the judge's face.
Kid's gonna get screamed at. They're all gonna get screamed at. She'll pick on Chloe especially. I can't stand it. I can't stand it. I have to sit here and wait for this woman to come in here and berate us.
Good job!
Just so you know, Abbie's gonna come in here. It's going to be awful.
Nice job, Chloe. Huh?
Nice job. We're leaving. You want Chloe gone? We're gone. You get your way. You can have Chloe.
Balls all over the place with the turns.
No, she didn't.
Good job, sweetheart. Yes, she did.
No, she didn't. You know what? You go ahead and replace me. I'm leaving. I'm not gonna make a scene with you.
That's the easy way out.
No, I'm done. I'm done. This is not what I signed up for. Humiliation for my daughter. Yes, you did. Abbie, shut up. Shut up. Stop talking now. Replace us. That's fine.
The situation actually reached a breaking point when Abbie allegedly made a very derogatory comment about Chloe's appearance, mocking her medical condition. So Chloe, she has a condition called silent sinus syndrome. So this is where part of her sinuses would sink. It will also cause sunken eyes and displaced eyeballs. So that's like a sign of silent sinus syndrome. It was said that Abbie had allegedly told Chloe's mom to fix her daughter's eyes. And obviously, this is a very, very bad and disgusting thing to say about a child, and especially when the child heard you say that. Basically, when you're watching this part of the video, Abbie said something different. But people that were there on the show said that that's not what Abbie said. That Abbie actually said, fix your daughter's eyes or something like that. Something similar to that. And obviously, this broke Chloe's mom's heart. And that reason why I believe that Abbie said that was because of the way Chloe's mom reacted. Because after this, Chloe's mom was like, you know what? I have to leave the show. She decided to leave the show. Don't forget, these women, they could not leave the show because they were signed to a contract. So it was difficult for them to leave. And again, obviously, they are doing this for their daughters because they don't want to put their own emotions in the presence of or in front of their children's emotions. So obviously, if their child says, oh, you ruined my opportunity and blame the mom, the child at that point will not understand that behind the scenes and in front of the scenes, that the mom is going through a lot and the child herself, she's going through a lot. But because they want to become these mega dancers and mega superstars, the mom will have to stomach all these things and stomach the way their children and their daughter is being treated just to please their daughter in the long run. Hopefully what I said makes sense.
I cannot believe that Chloe actually beat Cameron again. I don't know how she pulled it off.
Those 5 kids in there put your fat name on the map.
No.
You were no one for these kids.
Why do you say that?
Because you think putting a couple kids in rivalry makes you someone? Guess who made your household name? Take a hike. She has more class in her little finger at 13 than you have in that big fat body at 45.
Molly is finished. Your kid's washed up.
How dare you? Do you know anything about that kid? No! Gotta draw the line. Enough's enough. How low of a human being can she be? This isn't about dance. This is about human decency and how low can you go? And I don't think anybody's lower than Abbie. You heard. As a mom, I can't sit by and watch this woman destroy my child.
So then a bell went off and I thought, if they can't quit, or I mean, if I can't throw them out,
right,
they can't quit.
Right.
So no matter what I say to them, they can't quit. So I just go for it.
This was the last straw that Christy, Chloe's mom, could take because Chloe was the center of criticism and unfair treatment in this show. Like, it was just too much. It was just too much. And Abbie, she did it on purpose. She's like, I know you cannot go to any other show. I know you cannot be signed any other place because you have this legal document that is binding you and I. So I'm just going to say whatever the fuck I want to say. Abbie really, really treated Chloe so badly. Oh my god, like Abbie would deny Chloe opportunities that would showcase her dance talent, and sometimes she would give Chloe challenging routines, and she would not even give Chloe as much time to like prepare for the dance or for the big day, and she will give her just very little time. And this pattern of behavior just reinforced the perception that Abbie was working so hard to undermine Chloe's success and also her confidence. Like, how the hell can you hate a child so much? Like, I'm still trying to understand. Even after Chloe left the show, Abbie did not rest. Abbie did not rest though. She continued to make negative comments about Chloe in interviews and on social media.
I never wanted Chloe to win. She won all the time.
After Chloe won, Abbie pulled the judges into a production room because she completely disagreed with their decision. And she won. That Chloe won. She was not having it. She pulled the judges into the room and gave this long sob story about how Chloe has fans and Instagram fans and she's never in class and this is why she doesn't deserve to win and I don't understand how you guys scored her like that. Right. What does that have
to do with
No.
that? Does that have to do with that
They're only
competition?
judging on what they see.
Right. And one of the judges was like, I don't watch Dance Moms. I don't care how many Instagram fans she has or whatever. I judged her on her dancing. And the rest of the judges followed. And I went in there and I was like, okay, you guys, it's time to go. Like, this is enough. It was funny because she was like, I'm a good actress. I can go in there and be happy for her and say all this to her face, but I don't think she should have won.
Man, she really has it out for that poor kid.
So now let's talk about the impact of this show on the dance community. The darker side of Dance Mom has had a very ripple effect on the broader dance community, and the show's portrayal of competitive dance has shaped public perceptions and expectations in ways that often do not reflect the reality of the dance world. The emphasis on drama and conflict has overshadowed the artistry, the discipline, and the dedication that are the true hallmarks of dance. Like I said earlier, one thing I know about dancers, they love each other, they support each other. So creating a very toxic environment for children who just love to dance is beyond mind-blowing. Dance educators and professionals, they've also expressed concerns about the impact that the shows had on these young dancers and their families. And obviously, this portrayal is so unrealistic, and the unrealistic portrayal of the dance world and the glorification of harsh teaching methods has also led some parents to seek out similar environments for their children, believing that this is the path to success. So I'm trying to say, parents, they've watched these Dance Moms and they think this is the only way my child can excel. That is why season 7, other people are coming. There's Jojo Siwa coming. That's why when people are watching, they're trying so hard to make sure that their children are being picked to be on this reality show, because they just think, oh, this is the only way that my child can succeed. And this has created challenges for dance studios that prioritize a very supportive and nurturing approach to children. So now, let's talk about the over-sexualization of children on Dance Moms. So one of the most concerning aspects of Dance Mom was the inappropriate costuming of choreography for young dancers. Girls as young as 8 or 9, they were often dressed in revealing outfits like crop tops, short skirts, and bikini-style costumes. And these clothes were much more suited for adult performers. Like, this raised serious concern when it came to the sexualization of these minors, that even some of their moms, they were not in support of this. And when they voiced their concern, Abbie is like, when you have your own dance studio, then you can do whatever you want. This is what they want the children to wear. This is how they want the children to dress. Who are the they? Who are the they? Who are the they? I'm sure they are like men, pedophilic men, because why do you want to see children and minors in over-sexualized dresses? Why? Like, there's one video that Abbie was teaching one of the dancers how to dance, and she was like, oh, push your bum out or something like that. I'm going to insert the video here for you guys to see.
Is what I would refer to as West Coast jazz or LA jazz. It's hot, it's sassy. It's what you would see in a music video. The children need a challenge. They need something edgy. And 1, 2, turn those hands in. Butt. Right, more butt. It's all about the butt.
Like, it was so disturbing, and the show's focus on appearance and body image just contributed to over-sexualizing the young cast, and dancers, they were often critiqued on their physical attributes rather than the skills that they had or the artistry that they had. And this in the long run just sent a very problematic message about the value of a woman's body in performance and in society. In pursuit of winning, routines, they became increasingly provocative, and girls were encouraged to portray mature themes beyond their years.
Where's the rest of her costume?
That's it. I need to spice it up. I gotta go in the way. Yes. So, French twist with the curls on top, 2 inches above the knee, bare legs, and use your double stick lingerie tape. I'm gonna give you the stones when we're finished with the fittings, and you can get started now. So, you're good. You wanna send the next girl in, please?
We're headed to Lancaster, Pennsylvania.
Competition and it's home of Amish buggies and bonnets. Our regular dance wear would cause a few people out in Lancaster to have a stroke, let alone these things.
Guys, we gotta wear stuff like this. Like when we were in Phoenix last weekend, everybody had outfits on like this. Oh, showing off your sexy little bod.
I think it's too sexy. I absolutely think it's too sexy.
You know what? Can we not use the word sexy? Can we just say skimpy?
You can say scandalous, you can say sassy. It is still too much for their age.
Chloe, let me ask you, how do you feel about the costume?
The other girls competing are probably going to be wearing, gowns from head to toe, and here we come, naked.
Everybody up on the runway, go.
When Abbie walks in with those costumes, all I'm thinking is this is like Prostitutes the sequel.
As a mom, I'm seeing like bare midriffs and
fishnets and school
it's right. It's just, it's over the top.
Well, I like fishnets. I think they're cute. Not with this. I don't get the holes in the tights.
You don't need to get it. You're not judging.
Okay.
Don't worry about it. You have to understand, Leslie. I'm going with Peyton as the bully. She's older. She would be like the trashy, mean, bad girl that's up to no good at Catholic school. That's what I'm going for.
Bully and bad girl is different from trashy, Abbie. Trashy means sleazy, slutty. She's 14. She's not, that's not what she's portraying, a bully. Not some sleaze and some strip joint.
I don't care what any of those moms say. It's my studio. It's my company. And they need it.
Like, several routines, they stood out as particularly controversial due to their inappropriate nature for children. And these are the people that were being instructed by men who have been arrested for having child pee.
Sorry, I'm not sure about that.
Alexa, I didn't call you. These are the people that were... What's wrong, Alexa? These routines, they exemplify the ongoing issues with over-sexualization of young dancers on Dance Moms, and it also raises a very serious concern about the impact on the children that were involved and the message that this actually shared to viewers, and these bloodlines between childhood and adulthood, and it also normalized child sexuality to the wide audience, because in the eyes of so many people this was normal, but this is not normal for a child, honestly. Now let's speak about racism on the show. This part really breaks my heart when it came to racism. Abbie is a fucking racist, and fuck her. Fuck the living daylights out of her. Like, she did not and does not deserve the platform that she had, and I pray she never ever gets to do this to another child any longer. Honestly, how can you be so bitter? Literally, how can you be so bitter? Oh my god. Abbie is a very disgusting woman, And I say that with my 10 foot down. She was so racist. So now let's talk about racism on the show. So obviously, from all I've said, this TV show called The Dance Mom has faced significant criticism, not only for its intense competitive environment and its harsh teaching methods, but also for numerous instances of racism that surface throughout the run of the show. So one of the most prominent examples of racism on Dance Moms involved Nia Suik. So Nia Suik, she's one of the few black dancers that were on the show. First of all, that's when the first sign of racism. How many black people were there? I only counted 2. But anyways, Nia and her mom Holly Fraser, they frequently encountered racial insensitivity and unfair treatment from Abbie. And oh my god, whenever she even brought up how she felt to other moms were trying to undermine her feeling and trying to minimize her experience. Please, this should be my opportunity to say this. If you are not black, or if you're not a person of color, and a person of color is coming to tell you how they've been affected racially, I think this is the best time for you to shut the fuck up and not trying to undermine their experience, especially if you have never experienced something like that, because the fact you're not even black shows that you have never ever experienced what the person has experienced. So let's start from there, okay? So if you're not black and a friend of yours comes to tell you, oh, I was racially attacked or this or that, don't go and undermine it and be like, oh, but this or that. There is no but. There is no but. And again, among the black community, if you're light-skinned and your dark-skinned friend comes to tell you, oh, I experienced colorism, it's not for you to undermine the experience that the person has said, because it's bad enough that you're black and now you're dark-skinned. Like, okay, I just thought I should put that out there. Because when watching this and Nia's mom was speaking to other dance moms, it's like her experience was being minimized and it was pissing me the fuck off. So I just thought I should just put that there. PSA. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
I took objection to was just about, I don't want to be a stereotypical in the 70s wearing an afro.
I think Holly's being a little overdramatic.
This is how that figure pattern. Might as well barb a scarf on her head and be Aunt Jemima. I don't want that. Did you see pink cotton? Well, that's what it's like. Oh, it's the same type of thing. We have worked so hard to get beyond that. For me, it's very political. Politics is all about who has.
So Nia and her mom, Holly, they actually experienced severe racial insensitivity throughout the course of its run. Holly, she often clashed with Abbie over the roles and the opportunities that were given to Nia, and she always argued, and she always actually really stood up for her daughter. She argued that her daughter was being overlooked and undervalued because of her race. Like, there were even many incidents where like other people would be picked first and Nia would be the last person standing. I am so emotional even speaking about this, honestly. Oh my god, oh my god. And in one particular incident, Abbie assigned Nia a dance routine called Laquifa. First of all, the name Laquifa. If you hear someone called Laquifa, what race would you think that name is being associated with? Obviously, a black person. So basically, Laquifa, in this dance routine, she was meant to wear an afro wig and perform to a song that played on racial stereotypes. And Holly, her mom, she expressed her discomfort with the routine because she was like, I don't understand, like, why does my daughter have to wear afro wig? Trust me, there's nothing wrong with wearing afro wig. I mean, like, you guys see me, I'm mostly on my braids, on my afro hair, on my locks, like, but in this case, in this instance, it was projecting, like literally it was projecting. There was some racial underlying qualities to the request that Abbie had requested, if I'm being honest and if I'm being truthful. Obviously, when Holly actually expressed her discomfort with this role that was assigned to her daughter, Abbie actually dismissed it, and this just demonstrated a lack of sensitivity and understanding regarding racial issues.
Is doing a character piece entitled Laquifa. It's sassy, it's snap and hip and head pop. See how you're like gonna fall when you finish? I don't want to see that. Do it again. Nia is African American, and I'm trying to teach her different ethnic dances, and I'm trying to train her so that when casting call says ethnic, she can do all of the dances correctly. All right, Nia, you're gonna put this on first, sweetie. The costume is darling. It's really like a satire on the drag queen image. And it's over the top, and it's fun, and it's right up Nia's alley.
Why is my daughter the only one dressed in animal print? All the other girls get costumes that aren't typecast.
And you know what? I want her in an afro. Holly wants her daughter to be like every other little girl. Nia has an advantage over everybody else. She can play many different ethnicities. Different is good. She has what it takes, and yet her mom wants her to be like Paige and Maddie and...
I am obviously so pissed. I'm just trying my best to just hold it all together. You know, those people are like, oh, I have black friends. I'm not racist. I have black friends, I'm not racist, when you're obviously racist. But story for another day. Obviously, I'm particularly triggered because if you're not a new watcher of my video, you guys will know that I was also racially attacked like literally 2 months ago, and it's very, very triggering. Like, it's really, that incident has had a very huge effect on my mental health. So this is very triggering for me. So if it's very triggering for you, I understand. You have to skip. That's why I have time stamps for you guys to, you know, skip, because the issue of racial aggression is very sad, and it goes deep down, if I'm being very honest. Another instance of racial insensitivity occurred when Abbie compared Nia to Cameron Beck, and she compared Nia to this dancer in a very derogatory way. Cameron's mom spoke out about the racism she and her daughter experienced. When she came out to speak, that actually led to the show's cancellation, allegedly. So I'm going to read what Cameron's mom actually said about the show. So give me a second, please. So guys, I don't want to confuse you guys. So while I was recording this part of the video, my file got corrupted. So let me just quickly explain to you guys. So there was another black dancer on the show. Her name is Cameron and her mom's name is Adriana. So they left the show due to racism from Abbie, allegedly. So in 2020, Cameron's mom actually spoke out. That was what led to the cancellation of the next season. So let me say what Cameron's mom said. So Cameron's mom said, I recently posted on Facebook that racism is not something we can disagree on and still be friends, which in turn is why we are not friends. A statement from her that sticks in my mind to this day during my time on Dance Bomb Season 8 is, I know you grew up in the hood with only a box of 8 crayons, but I grew up in the country club with a box of 64. Don't be stupid. This, my friend, is not something or a statement that can be Googled. Ask yourself, what does that mean? This to me shows that you think you're better than me and in higher rank and altogether superior to me. This to me shows that you do not give a fuck about me or where I came from. Oh yeah, you don't like the F word, huh? Well, guess what? I don't give a fuck. I didn't then, and I certainly don't now. So this is what Cameron's mom said. Now, we're going to go to the video where we continue the whole post. Do you remember you told me, do you want me to tell you why you are really here? LOL, as if I didn't know. Again, showing your superiority. Let me remind you what you said in case you forgot. You told me to look in the mirror. That's the only reason you are here. So this is what Abbie told Cameron's mom. Cam told me she heard they need a sprinkle of color. So basically, Cameron's mom said that Cam actually told her that she heard Abbie allegedly say they need a sprinkle of color. What the fuck? What the actual fuck? Poor baby. My last interview, I was asked by my producer, so how did all of that make you feel? As tears streamed down my face, I looked over at my 7-year-old and back at the camera and said, this is my everyday life as a black woman. This is nothing new to me. But what I'm not going to have happen is have this racist person have any part of my daughter's life as of this moment. Guys, I'm so sorry. Oh my god, I can't believe I'm crying. Oh my god, I shouldn't be crying. Give me a second, please. Okay, you guys, I'm back. I'm still a bad bee. Oh my god, I can't believe I cried. yeah, in case you guys do not know, okay, in case you guys do not know, I was racially attacked by my former housemate in the former house I lived in. Anyways, I can't believe this. So in case you guys do not know, I was racially attacked in the former house I lived in. And oh my god, like my makeup is already like breaking because of tears. Anyways, in case you guys don't know, I was racially attacked in the former house I lived in, and I reported to the police, and I was still racially attacked, and I was kind of, you know, it's a whole long story. Honestly, it's a whole long story. And yeah, I have not healed over that. Obviously, I haven't. And yeah, so there's just a whole lot going on. And sometimes I remember that scenario and I just break down and cry. So for my mental health, I don't know if I should continue reading this, but being a black woman is very sad. Not sad. Being a black woman is very tough. I think I have to put that, especially if you're black and dark skinned. It's very tough. So I'll be speaking to this mom like this. My makeup is smudged. Oh, I'm a bad. You guys, give me a second. Let me go and fix this. It's still there, but like I think it's going to be. But being a black woman is very tough. Not even a black woman, a black person in general, is very tough. So anyways, as tears stream down my face, I look over my 7-year-old and back at the camera and say, this is my everyday life as a black woman. This is nothing new to me. But what I'm not going to have happen is have this racist person have any part of my daughter's life as of this moment. My producer said, I need you to be okay with leaving. And I said, absolutely. Cam was so obsessed with me. She yelled at me and said, Mom, now I don't even get to hang out with Jojo on the show. And I don't want to leave my friends. She said, Mom, you ruined it. You ruined it for me. Of course, she was mad. She was 7. And I felt so bad for her. At that moment, I knew that it was more important to me to show my daughters that she had to stand up for what's right and not care about anything else. But in that interview, my little year-old cried like a grown black woman and stood up and said, Mom, I understand it's not right and I want to go home too. People need to be held accountable, not just for the injustice, but for also being a closet racist. Producers only have so much control over what a person says. Anything outside of that is free will. Today, I am tired of being silent because of a contract. Abbie, she actually responded. She was like, I genuinely understand and deeply regret how my words have affected and hurt those around me in the past, particularly those in the black community. To Camryn, Adrena, and anyone else I've hurt. Where's Nia? Where's Nia? I am truly sorry. I realize that racism can come not just from hate, but also from ignorance. No matter the cause, it is harmful and it's my fault. While I cannot change the past or remove the harm I have done, I promise to educate myself, learn, grow, and do better. While I hope to one day earn your forgiveness, I recognize that words alone are not enough. I understand it takes time and courage to change. Y'all, this basically was when Cam's mom had come out to say this. That was what led to the cancellation of the show, allegedly, because she came out around the time where George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, when the whole Black Lives Matter movement was very apparent. So she came out and said that. So obviously, this led to the cancellation of the show. So the favoritism that Abbie displayed towards certain dancers also had like racial undertones. White dancers like Maddie Ziegler and Kehlani Hilika, they often received more solo and lead roles and praise, while dancers like Nia was also like light skin, and other dancers of colors, they were frequently sidelined. And this preferential treatment just created a very big environment where racial biases were evident, and it also affected the self-esteem and the opportunities of the dancers who were not also favored.
Would you? How could you? I never did anything to you. How could I be so stupid? Just get away from me.
Okay, she did not take, she took the character in a different direction. which was her mother.
Sometimes it's better to go off the script, you know? And sometimes it's those choices that actually get the job. The person who does it the way everyone else does not do it.
Did Abbie really just go there? Abbie ruined Mia's audition because I held Abbie accountable. It is absolutely cruel.
Alright, so, Bryn, I need your first choice.
I think I want to go Kalani first.
Alright, Maddie.
Kendall.
Bryn.
Kenzie.
Okay, I have an idea. Since that's all three of us could turn, I'm picking JoJo. I'm sorry, Nia.
It's a shame that happened, but am I surprised? Absolutely not, because Mia's left out consistently. It's a pattern. And as a mom, you want to protect your child, but you can't protect your child from everything. Last night, Jill and Melissa took Kendall, Maddie, and Mackenzie to hang out with Tajik. And Tajik is a great director, producer, internet sensation. No one called, no one texted, there was no invite. To Mia, it's hurtful. Mia saw the Instagram post and she's like, wait a second, what's this? And she puts up a lot of garbage with Abbie. Cried herself to sleep last night. Mia is a true member of the ALDC and has been and has been here the longest. And to have something like that happen, I have no idea what it was for. You didn't care to know. You didn't care to know. I don't even know what it was. You want to say we always exclude Mia. Is that what you want? I did not exclude Mia. I take offense to that because I did not exclude Mia. Rather than...
The show's production also played a role in perpetuating racial insensitivity, and the editing and the narrative choices often downplayed the racial issues that was being raised by Holly and other parents. Instead, it focused more on the drama and the conflict that these parents had within themselves. And Abbie did not hide it. Like, Abbie never hid it. And despite these challenges, Nia, she's continued to pursue her passion for dance, and she has also used her platform to advocate for greater diversity and inclusion in the industry. Also, I forgot to mention, there was also a scenario where Nia made braids and Abbie was not happy with it. She kind of called the hair ugly and she said this is not what this girl should have on her head. And nobody's saying there's anything wrong with braids. I mean, I wear my braids. Like, you guys mostly see me with my beads, my cowries. That's literally who I am. Like, that's literally who I am. Like, I am a very, very earthy, ethnic kind of person, and I've always been this way since, like, literally I started to get to know myself since 2021, when I had like freedom and autonomy to like live in my own place. Actually, since 2020, not 2021, since 2020, I've always decorated my room in a more earthy style. I love wearing beads. I love wearing all these earthy jewelries. Like, when people see me, they say I give them ethereal vibes. And literally, that is just how I love to dress. Maybe because, again, I'm an earth sign. So subconsciously, I'm just embodying my... I know some people don't believe in zodiac signs. But anyway, subconsciously, I'm embodying my zodiac sign or whatever, or my personality, or my birth chart, maybe.
Melissa told me that you said it was rigged.
I'm entitled to my opinion because I'm 42 years old and I'm a free American citizen, so I can say whatever I want and believe whatever I want. I stand on my credentials and my knowledge. That's something you can never take away.
Then fix this hair, because it's horrible.
And you fix your hair, and fix your face and your body and everything else.
That's fine. When I join your dance company, I'll do it.
Let's start critiquing people. Let's start with you. Look in the mirror. And you know what? I got approval for those braids when I got them put in.
Got them from my dance company, didn't it?
Yes, I did. Yes, I did. And you know what? I did get approval for it, and this is part of her ethnicity.
Well, it's weighing her down. It's weighing her down.
There are 400 people in here that are
the last 3 weeks, Holly. It's like a log coming out of the side of her head. And on all this, Mia, the lunge, the arch, all of that stuff is late and sloppy. Your mother thinks you're early, you're not.
And enough is enough. If you want to fix someone up and if you're such like a misfix-it, fix yourself. Look in the mirror. Start with the woman in the mirror.
Let's talk about the psychological impacts that this show had on the children. So the reality TV show Dance Mom, which aired from 2011 to 2019, which I keep asking how did it air for so long and nobody saw anything wrong? Obviously some people actually spoke against the show, but like how was this renewed? Like how come there were no regulations involved to stop some of the treatments that Abbie actually put on these children? Anyways, this show has been widely criticized for the emotional trauma that it inflicted on the young dancers that were involved, and the show's format, which focused on the intense world of competitive dance, it often placed these children in high pressure situations that were very, very detrimental for their emotional well-being. The psychological impact on the children were so profound, and it was multifaceted, and it mostly always stemmed from Abbie's harsh teaching methods. And also the production of this show was very, very manipulative, and these children, they lived in a very, very toxic environment that was created by the constant drama and the conflict among the mothers. So Abbie, as we know, she was a dance instructor and she was also at the center of the show. And her being the center of the show, she's been known for her strict and often abusive teaching styles. So her approach involved yelling, insulting, and also belittling the young dancers, which created an environment of fear and anxiety when it came to these children. So many participants, they've come out to speak about their experience in the show. For example, Chloe and Maddie, they've come out to speak about the show. Don't forget, Maddie was even Abbie's favorite contestant or favorite dancer or whatever, and they've spoken about the lasting emotional impact of their time on the show. Chloe, for instance, she left the show after Abbie had said that derogatory comment about her medical condition, the silent sinus syndrome, which affected her appearance. And Maddie, despite being one of Abbie's favorites contestant, she's also come out to describe her experience as highly stressful and anxiety inducing. I also even forgot, I don't remember this contestant's name. Abbie mocked her ears and told her that she needs to pin her ears to the back. How do you say that about a child?
Hey! Here it comes. We're still celebrating. We thought we would come and bring a cake for all of you. Abbie, do you want some cake? Abbie, I can't even believe you just did that. Go get her. Go get her, lights out. Go get her, lights out. Abbie, I can't believe you just did that to my daughter. Everyone knows this girl is a beautiful dancer, but what Abbie said is horrible. Abbie's just mad that we lost. They came in to rub it into our faces, and Abbie let her have it. It's like waking a sleeping bear. They came in poking at Abbie, and Abbie let her have it. Turn around, Abbie. What is wrong? Why would you do that to my daughter? I didn't do it to your daughter. I did it to you. My daughter was in there and saw that. Don't look me up and down, you whore. You should just get her ears pinned up. What's the big deal? You gotta come up with something, and that's all she could come up with. Trust when we watch you dance, we go, oh. And she knows it. Hold your head high and keep doing what you're doing, honey. You're beautiful.
And the girl, she heard it, of course, and she literally cried. Like, how do you say that about a child? There's something wrong with this woman. Is she okay? Like, honestly, sorry guys, if you see me looking down, I'm like making sure that the light of my microphone is on, because this is the second video I'm recording today, and I've recorded for like literally over 4 hours, because this is my second video I'm recording today. So if you see me looking down, I'm checking that my microphone is still on and the battery is still on, so I apologize in advance or whatever. So let's continue. But like as I was saying, is this woman okay? How do you belittle children like that? Like how do you belittle children like that?
Do you remember the girl on Dance Moms that Abbie made fun of her ears and told her mom she needed her ears pulled back? Well, her mom is opening up about what actually happened, and it might surprise you. Her mom said it was just for the show, we knew about it. Abbie is really cool, Chloe was very strong, and wanted to teach young girls that it is fine not to be perfect. And here's a picture of her and Abbie together.
This account that these people have come out to speak about, it highlights how Miller's methods just led to diminished self-esteem and also the increased anxiety that these young children had on the show. And also the mothers on Dance Moms, they contributed to the emotional trauma that was experienced by the children, because don't forget that these moms, they were fighting each other, shouting at each other, being oh my god, I also forgot, back to the racial discrimination on this show. Sorry, I forgot. So I just remembered what actually happened. Was a time where Rosa Parks was a theme for the dance routine, and obviously the only black person there was Nia, and Nia was meant to act as Rosa Parks. And one of the mom, who was white, actually went behind Nia's mom's back, Holly, to ask if her daughter could take Rosa Parks' position, like she could act as Rosa Parks. How the fuck? Rosa Parks was a black woman who actually fought for the liberation of black people. So I don't get it. Like, the mom went and she was like, can my child act Rosa Parks? And even when she went to talk to her other white friends, and they were like, why would your child want to act Rosa Parks? Your child is white, Rosa Parks is black. Like, honestly, like, oh my god, like the racism on this show, I'm like, oh my god, like what? And then obviously people will not really come out and be like, you're being racist, because even when Nia's mom was trying to always defend Nia, she didn't like outright say you're being racist. She's like, oh, I'm not comfortable with that because it's creating some sort of stereotype. But in reality, that is racism. That is literal racism.
What's she doing here? I know that the role of Rosa Parks hasn't been assigned to any of the dancers yet. If she's not going to cast Nia, it might as well be Kendall. So, Abbie, what's the status with Rosa Parks?
I just started the number. I didn't even get the props in the studio.
Well, that's why I asked what the status is.
You never quite know what to expect from Jill. She claims she's not sneaky, but there's always some surprise.
This one over here was over there trying to pitch her daughter to Abbie as being Rosa Parks.
You actually asked her for that part.
Kendall never had a special part, people. I think every one of your kids has.
We think you should go down and say, you know what? I think I was mistaken. I don't think that this would be a good part for Kendall. I think Nia fits this role. Just act stupid and be like, I thought Rosa Parks was somebody different.
I don't understand why these moms are so upset over this. Here's an opportunity for my child to have a lead role, and it's driving them crazy. It would make perfect sense for Nia to play Rosa Parks. They badgered me and until I know. I did, because I helped.
So you just took your kid and put her on the back burner for somebody else. Nia needs to think she has competition. I can't just hand it to her on a platter. Healthy competition.
Anyways, let's continue. In the show, the moms, they were always engaging in heated arguments and physical altercations in front of their children, and this constant drama just created a very toxic environment where the young dancers were exposed to unhealthy relationships and unhealthy coping mechanisms. The pressure from their mothers to succeed and the public scrutiny added to the children's stress, which also made it very difficult for them to enjoy their passion for dance. The competitive nature of the show further exacerbated the emotional strain on the young dancers, and the emphasis on winning and just being the best led to a culture of intense rivalry and insecurity. Dancers, they were constantly compared to one another, and their worth was often measured by their ability to outperform their peers. This relentless pursuit of perfection actually took a toll on their mental health, which led to them having long-term psychological effects such as anxiety, such as depression, and even body image issues. So there's no way you're going to tell me that Chloe does not constantly get insecure because of the condition she has, or I can't remember that girl's name, oh god, please forgive me, or the girl that was told to pin her ears to the back. You're going to tell me that she's not all of a sudden going to go and pin her ear to the back surgically, because when she was at a very young age, an adult actually told her to go and pin her ear to the back. Honestly, sometimes this is how dysmorphia stems up. Like, even me, my primary school teacher actually gave me a name, because in primary school I was big. Primary school teacher gave me a name that he made my classmates call me, and they called me that name till I got into secondary school. And when I got into secondary school, because some people from my secondary school, some people from my primary school went to my secondary school, they called me that name even when I got into secondary school. And it really did affect my self-esteem, and obviously my body dysmorphia issues, just, you know. So like, honestly, you people should be careful as to what you say to children. Even if the person is your child, your sibling, your brother, your sister, I can never ever call my sister any type of name that would degrade her, or be so derogatory to her. I would never ever do that, even if is in form of play. I would never ever do that, because I have been at the back end of that stick, and I know how much it has affected me mentally, especially, and psychologically. Like, I would never ever, honestly. So Abbie is going to receive Donkey of the Year and Donkey of the Century for this nonsense that she did. Donkey of the Century, I think that is what is very suited for her, and I've never ever done that in any of my videos. And she's the pioneer of Donkey of the Century for thinking that she can berate children and make children feel less of themselves. Shame on you, Abbie. If you're watching this, shame on you. Nia, the black girl who was there from the beginning of the season, she was often singled out and treated unfairly by Abbie, and she has come out to express emotional challenges that she faced on the show. Nia's mom, Holly also, she frequently used to clash with Abbie over the way her daughter was treated, and she often always highlighted the racial insensitivity and favoritism that plagued the show. And Nia, she has since moved on from Dance Mom, and she focuses on her own career in entertainment. But obviously the scars that she faced on the show, they will forever remain. Because imagine experiencing racism at such a very young age. Like, that is so sad. The emotional trauma that the children experience on Dance Mom is a stark reminder of the potential harms of reality television, especially when it involves young participants. I feel like it just takes a child who knows who they are to heal from their childhood trauma, because not everybody who's gone through childhood trauma knows how to come out and just heal, or know the steps to take when it comes to healing, or are very intentional with healing. Most people who've experienced childhood trauma come out and be so hurt at the world, so angry at the world, and they in turn try to do things to harm the world, if that makes sense. Hopefully I'm making sense. Hopefully I am making sense. So it just takes someone to just recognize that, oh my god, I've been hurt, but this is what I'm trying to do to heal and to become a better person, and not be who I was told I was, if that makes sense. Now, conclusion. The reality TV show Dance Mom, which aired from 2011 to 2019, has been widely criticized for the emotional trauma that it inflicted on the young dancers involved. The show's format, which focused on the intense world of competitive dance, often placed these children in high-pressure situations that were very detrimental to their emotional well-being. The psychological impact on the children were profound and multifaceted, and it stemmed from Abbie's harsh teaching methods, which were manipulative and which was also toxic, and it also was created by the constant drama and the conflict amongst the mothers. Dance Mom is a stark reminder of the potential harms of reality television, especially when it involves young participants. Let's not forget, minus Dance Mom, like, we have Zeus Network. Reality TV show is becoming so toxic. We have Zeus Network, and what does Zeus Network have? Zeus Network has buddies where they're always fighting each other. What the hell? What kind of trashness TV is that? Buddies 1, We also have Real Housewife, where they're always throwing drinks at each other. Like all these things. I subscribed to Zeus like sometime last year, and I couldn't. I was like, my vibration is going low because what's in the actual fuck? Why are adults flinging each other's like hands at each other? Why are you ripping someone's hair? Like, why do you thrive in negativity and anger and violence? Like, why are you thriving in such environments? Like, I really do not understand, because what in the hell is very appealing with fighting each other? We have Christian and Blueface fighting each other. Why? What the hell is going on? And this is what people are signing up to watch. This is what is thriving. This is what people are enjoying in the name of drama and tea. And the show's format, which thrives on conflict and competition, just created an environment that prioritizes entertainment value over the well-being of its young stars. The long-term psychological impact on the dancers, including anxiety, depression, and diminished self-esteem, highlights the need for stronger protections for child performers in the entertainment industry. So guys, that is all I have for you guys today. I hope you guys enjoyed this show. I want to apologize for crying. I just had a very vulnerable moment at that point because I just got so overwhelmed with the whole racist thing, and I didn't know it was going to trigger me, and it was really triggering. So yeah, I apologize for crying. But that being said, thank you guys so much for sticking with me throughout it all. I don't know how long this video is, but that being said, thank you guys so much for being a part of my journey. If you're not subscribed, kindly subscribe to my channel, like this video. If you want to be a member of my community, I really do appreciate that. Any way you guys want to support me, it really means the world to me. If you want to kindly buy me a coffee, the link is in my description. If you want to purchase my journal, link is in my description. This evening I'm going to do a wonderful meditation session, and I'm going to write in my journal. Honestly, I'm going to do that. So if you want to purchase my journal, yeah, honestly, the link is in my description. This is where I just put my whole emotions into. And personally, I don't know if I should say this, but I'm doing like a 30-day streak of meditating and journaling and affirmation. 30-day streak. So if you'd want to do it, maybe I would motivate you to do it on your own. So if you want to do it, yeah, cool. But yeah, that being said, thank you guys so much. If you want to subscribe to my second channel, it's Joel's camera roll. It's going to be on the screen right now, or it's going to be in the description box. So thank you guys so much for your continued love and your support. It really means the world to me. I love you guys so much. Until next time, bye.